welcome to this community call. I'm Sebastian, founder of HOPR. Probably most here know me. We will record this session and make it available for people to check out later on if they want to learn more about what we do at HOPR and RPCh. So the purpose of this call here today is to talk about RPCh, which is the first commercial product on top of HOPR. And as most of you know, at HOPR, we are working to change privacy for good, as we say, and build privacy infrastructure that allows the point-to-point exchange of information in a privacy-respecting fashion, so people can send packets across the internet without being tracked, without the server finding out more about where you are, and, this collecting metadata about you, metadata such as your IP address, information where you are, information how much data you send, and so on. And so again, as most of you know, the HOPR network is live. We are very proud to have a network of over 300 node runners, which are run by you, by our community. And that's fantastic. And the question is a little bit, well, so what? Who cares, right? Who wants to do something with HOPR? So who wants to use this infrastructure, actually? And what we realized is that, well, there's actually a use case which is possible for us to address, which we can cater to with this early version of the HOPR network that you all are running right now, and that solves an actual problem. And we started this journey about 2 years ago, when we looked at the Ethereum space and realized, okay, there's something a little bit odd. And that what is a little bit odd is what happens when you use your Ethereum wallet, such as MetaMask or any other crypto wallet, and you start it. Because when you start your wallet is pretty stupid. It doesn't know anything, right? It doesn't know how many ETH you have. It doesn't know any token balances and so on. And your wallet is the piece that needs to obtain information from a so-called RPC provider. RPC provider is basically just some server that tells your wallet how many ETH you have, the cost of a transaction right now, and it facilitates sending your transaction to the Ethereum network. So, and at that interface, there's a lot of data harvesting. There's a lot of data harvesting by RPC providers that harvest all of us as we use Ethereum today. And, at least me personally, I find it very uncool that we talk about self-custodial money, that we talk about being empowered by a user, but yet there's large providers which are running multi-billion-dollar companies that are harvesting user data as we go. Now, to solve that, we thought, hey, actually, this is a piece where HOPR can be used, right? You can use HOPR between a wallet on one hand and this RPC provider on the other hand to unlink these two. To send whenever you start your MetaMask or whatever crypto wallet you use, it is not sending data directly to that RPC provider asking, hey, can you tell me my ETH balance? But it's sending it via multiple hops in this HOPR network. And thereby shielding you, protecting you, right? So HOPR is kind of this protecting shield that prevents the RPC provider from harvesting data about you. So that was our idea. And we started this for the first time then publicly with a bounty at ETH Denver. And that was ETH Denver exactly 1.5 years ago. And we indeed had some team that was implementing a transaction broadcaster, I think they called it. So we had some transactions that were broadcasted through HOPR nodes. And that was pretty cool to see people hack on that. Now, that's not very convenient, right? So you have to manually sign a transaction, take the signed transaction, copy paste it into web UI that is then sending this transaction through the HOPR network. On the one hand, this is super inconvenient. And on the other hand, it is also not protecting you so much because your wallet is doing much more than just sending transactions, right? So your wallet, I say, is usually doing under 1% of the things that your wallet is doing is sending transactions, and all the rest of it is sending requests to obtain information from the blockchain. And all these requests are also routed through the Hopper network to an RPC server. The biggest ones, just to name two names, is Infura and Alchemy. These are the two biggest providers in the space. Infura is part of the Consensus company that also runs MetaMask and a bunch of others. And Alchemy is another American company. And yeah, it turned out that this idea of ours that we started there with this bounty about 1.5 years ago at ETH Denver was actually a real thing. And we were thinking for a while, well, are we just talking and nobody actually cares? But then something pretty bad happened now about quite exactly a year ago when MetaMask and Infura announced that they had a change in their terms and conditions that made it very transparent to everyone that they were, in fact, harvesting and storing your IP address and further metadata that allows them to link all your Ethereum accounts. So there's people who say, hey, Sebastian, I don't care about IP data harvesting. And it's, fair enough. An IP address in and by itself doesn't mean much. But if you can link somebody else's IP address or via somebody else's IP address that can link all your accounts, that sucks. Like, you can find out about my ENS name, you can link it to my savings account. That's nobody's business to know, right? If I choose to remain private, I should have the option to do so. So yeah, that was bad news for the crypto community, but I guess good news for everyone here that there is a solution now, and that solution is called RPCh. RPCh is, as we started saying, the first private RPC provider. Actually, you will see that RPCh is actually just a connector. So RPCh is not actually an RPC provider. So we don't actually have, for dozens of Ethereum chains, these servers running and hundreds of servers that we operate. We do that for Gnosis Chain right now. But apart from that, we just partner with existing providers. And the biggest provider that we team up with this far, who runs a lot of servers, is called Gateway. So Gateway is a very cool company in the Gnosis ecosystem. We will hear more about them going forward, and they are serving these requests. But again, if you're concerned that Gateway FM is harvesting your data, at least your IP address, and thereby linkability via your IP address of all your various Ethereum accounts is prevented if you use RPCh. So in this call, we have Andreas, who most of you know. I don't think there's anybody here who has never seen Andreas, who's always on Telegram and Discord, helping everyone out. Andreas will give a demo of how you all can use RPCh and how you all can, test RPCh. And I'm very happy to introduce you to Ronnie. Ronnie is the guy who is primarily driving the development of RPCh. So Ronnie is working as a full stack developer and is taking care of, making it actually work. And I hope that we do manage to get many of you hooked up and running. One last thing I want to mention here before we go to the demo with Andreas is that the current version of RPCh is indeed a bit painful. It requires you to install Docker. Andreas will give a demo for how to do it. If you've never used Docker before, yeah, I understand Docker is a bit painful. But I want to be sure that you understand that this is not the end game of RPCh. RPCh is not this painful software that everyone needs to understand. Our end game vision for RPCh is really quite the opposite. So RPCh will run in wallets. It will be integrated in wallets such as MetaMask. And you will not even know that this is using Hopper under the hood. Maybe some of them want to tell you, hey, your privacy is protected by Hopper. And otherwise, it will, you will not even notice. You will just know I have much better privacy on this wallet. And you don't need to understand anything. You don't need to install any software on your machine. You don't need to, pay for this service directly. This is all handled by RPCh. And the cool thing, maybe there's some people who say, hey, Sebastian, I don't really care so much about this RPCh. I'm just a Hopper fan. That's fair too. RPCh is the thing that will bring sustainable protocol revenue. So that means revenue that is not going to a company behind the scenes, but it's distributed to all Hopper node operators. So if you're considering running a Hopper node, well, there's good news, because revenue of those people who pay for the services, the wallets, right, in a B2B context, business to business context, will go to a significant degree to the node operators of the Hopper network. And I find that very significant, that crypto networks are not just fueled by Ponzi, by inflationary supply, but actually sustainable protocol revenue by inflow of capital to these crypto networks that, bring value to crypto economic networks like we built here at Hopper. Anyway, lots of reasons for me to be excited. I have to disclaim that I use RPCh now for a couple of weeks for all my crypto transactions, And I thought, hey, this is so cool. We absolutely have to get you guys hooked up as well. You should totally use RPCh as well. And that's why Andreas will give a demo. And if there's any issues, feel free to speak up here. I think you can request mic access. And otherwise, feel free to write in the support channel. Andreas, do you have any preferred channel where people should write?
Hey guys, can you hear me?
I don't hear you yet if you're speaking, by the way. Maybe there's something on your mic settings.
Can anyone
otherwise, we can also...
I can hear you, Andreas.
Okay. So Sebastian, please check on your side.
You can hear Andreas, but I cannot hear him?
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's super funny. Ronnie, I hear you, by the way.
Good news.
Cool. So
okay, this is very bizarre. So is there anybody else in the audience who hears Andreas? Because if I'm the only one who doesn't hear Andreas, then that's fine.
That's quite
okay. There's somebody who said I can't hear Seb. But no, I can. And somebody says I can't hear Andreas, and somebody says I do. Okay, well, Andreas, this will be a bit difficult. You just signal me when you're done. I let you take the stage, Andreas. Go ahead.
Okay. Hey guys. Sorry for inconvenience. So as Sebastian mentioned, that Docker is quite easy to install. It's not kind of a rocket science here. Let me share my screen and show you how to do that. Also, let me give you a quick summary on what you should expect during this demo. So in this case, I will be covering Windows and Mac operating systems. So now we will try to find the Docker and install it. Afterwards, we will go to the basic registration steps on the RPCh website, and we will try to start it. Okay, so let's get started. Let me go to the Docker page. So basically the website is docker.com. And if you go directly by that link, you will get to that point. On the right side, you just need to click always get started and then download for Windows. I will not be doing right now because it will take some time for that. So let's imagine that I did already, and then let's start it. Installation process. Okay. It is quite straightforward. It will verify package, and it will try to install all the necessary files into your computer. So let's just wait a little bit. Also, it is doing in the same fashion on Mac OS. Also, we will do that part on when we will move to Mac OS. Currently, we will cover Windows. Yeah. So basically, let's wait a little bit, and it should be fine. In the meantime, I can check what's happening. Ronnie, maybe you could help me out if majority of people are, hearing you. Can you just comment what I'm saying at the moment?
Well, I can certainly try, but I'm not sure if everybody can hear me as well. But I mean, right now, Andrews is showcasing how to install Docker on Windows, right? I think everybody gets that.
Yeah, correct. Thanks, Ronnie. We will make it somehow this call.
Are you also going to showcase how to install it on OS X?
Yeah, afterwards.
Okay. This takes quite some time, huh?
Yeah, definitely. But let's hope it will do its job quite quickly soon.
So basically, the reason for this complicated setup is that RPCh itself is an SDK, TypeScript/JavaScript SDK right now. And we built it that way, as Sebastian explained earlier, because we want the end game is to integrate it into wallets, right? So that everybody can use it and doesn't have to do the complicated setup that we're doing here right now. And this is also why we do that setup right now, because if it's only a JavaScript SDK, how do you integrate it, or how do you use it if you only have a wallet right now that doesn't integrate or doesn't have it integrated? But that's what Andreas is showcasing, and that's why the setup is quite a little bit complicated here.
All right. So as you can see, Docker has been installed on my computer, and now I will need to start it. So after it will start, you need to accept default screens. Then it should pop up. You don't need to sign up, just continue without signing in. Skip all that part. And now you should see that Docker engine is starting. After you will see the green element on the bottom left corner that it is started, you can already proceed to the RPCh website. So as you can see here, engine is running. So now we can proceed and go to our RPCh website and register and then start RPCh itself.
Basically, what Andreas is saying, that as soon as Docker is running as a service on your system, you can start using RPCh.
Cool. Now, the website URL is dgen.rpch.net. Now, at this page, I will try to log in with MetaMask. Use any wallet which allows you to use custom RPC provider. I need to enter my password. One moment. So now it requests to sign in. All good. I'm clicking sign in. As you can see here, it asks you to choose a plan. Currently, we will be using Degen plan. The promo code for this Degen plan will be RPChX HOPR. Now we will click on apply with code. And it was quite quickly, and then you should be redirected to this dashboard. So now what we did, so now our Docker is running, and afterwards we need to start the RPCh itself. So as you can see, this is your secret token, which is based on your account. Now you can see the Docker command itself. you just need to click on copy that, open command prompt. Let me use command prompt. Need regular user, it should be also fine. So now it started. I have pasted this command, hitting enter. And as you can see, now it didn't find any container on your Docker because it is obviously you recently just installed with Docker. So now it's downloading the RPCh contents. Now we just need to wait a little bit until it will download all the required files and it will start itself.
So the container that Andreas is starting here is actually just a wrapper around the SDK. That is the logic of RPCh. And this will then be the endpoint that can be used in wallets so that you actually use it without it being part of the wallet itself. And as you can also see, the container size is not yet optimized, but this is a change that is coming most probably in a few weeks already that we plan.
All right. So this last line shows that your RPCh successfully started. Now what you need to do is go back to website and add RPCh provider to your MetaMask wallet. We have choices of Ethereum, Gnosis Chain, and Polygon ZK EVM. Currently, we will choose the Gnosis Chain, and we will try to add this RPCh provider to our MetaMask. It shows all the details, what it will be adding. So as you can see, it will show your local host because you're running at the moment the Docker and the RPCh is running on your computer. That's why it is using localhost. Now we are just clicking to approve, switching the network with Gnosis Chain, and that's it. At this point, we successfully added RPCh provider, as you can see here. And now I will move forward to the macOS system. I will show you how to get Docker and install it, and we will start swapping some tokens there. Let me quickly join to the macOS system.
So, Andreas, if you're talking right now, I can't hear you no longer.
One moment.
Same on my side, but I couldn't hear him all the time.
Yeah. Can you hear me right now?
Yeah.
Cool. Happy to hear it. Okay, so as I mentioned before, it's the same URL for docker.com. You go to get started, and then it automatically shows what's your computer on. In this case, I have MacBook with Apple chip. If you have Intel chip, then select accordingly to your hardware. So just imagine that we already downloaded it. Then we just need to double click on that and drag and drop to the applications folder. So it will take several settings comparing to Windows.
My guess is that everybody can hear Andreas now.
Well, hopefully.
Can you hear me, Ronnie?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I do not hear Andreas, but I think that means nothing. It's at least one person that says yes to hearing Andreas. So that's
Yeah.
good.
So
person
guys,
Andreas.
Says no.
so now I started with Docker, as you can see. It's just a security process where you need to confirm that you want to open that. It doesn't require any registrations. It just directly starting with Docker engine. And as you can see, engine now is running, and now we can proceed back to the RPCh website. So I did already logged into the RPCh website. Now I will just need to copy the command and start terminal, and just paste that command and start RPCh. The process will be pretty much the same. Currently, I was testing before. As you can see, it did find a container before, and now it just started. From these lines, you can see that it started. Okay, cool. Now I should add, again, Gnosis chain over RPC. Let's see. It's pretty much the same like on Windows. Clicking approve, switching to the Gnosis chain network. And now, as you can see, it already finds the balance on your Gnosis chain on this address. That's cool. And now let's head to SushiSwap, for example. And let's, okay, first of all, we need to connect our wallet. Next, connecting, right? And SushiSwap is quite smart, and it automatically selected Gnosis chain, so we don't need to do that anymore. So as you can see, I have here XDAI token, and let's swap some XDAI token to even GNO. So let's do 0.1. Now it's calculated quite quickly the price, how much it will cost me. I'm clicking swap for GNO. Now we should wait for MetaMask wallet to pop up. It shows the gas fees. As you can see, Gnosis changed over RPCh. Network is on. Clicking confirm. And now it's swapping 0.1 XDAI for 0.01 GNO. And that's it. That was quite quickly. And as you can see from this transaction, I was successfully able to use RPCh provider and to make a transaction more private than before. So, guys,
You can actually check the requests that happened when you just opened the terminal, right?
Oh yeah,
you can
definitely.
verify.
So yeah, basically on the terminal, you can see all the logs, what's happened. Even on your specific transaction, you can see the JSON requests and what is going on under the hood. So the RPCh provider actually works and it's quite stable. So I encourage everyone to use from now on as a daily RPC provider. And of course, you will get rewarded for that. For example, node runners, if they will be running, for RPCh, they will be able to get more rewards. And then that's it from my quick demo. I hope everyone understood the parts. And I'm heading to Ronnie.
So let's see. Okay. I can actually share my screen. I think you can see my screen.
Something is coming up.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, a little bit about...
Actually, I do not see a screen yet, Ronnie. For me, it says something is loading, but I don't see your live screen just yet.
Okay, let me try sharing the whole screen then. Maybe that works better.
Now it should work. At least I can see it.
Yes, I see Ronnie's screen.
Okay.
Mr. Atok says yes, he sees it again.
So basically, RPCh, that's what we call it, right? It's a couple of applications and modules working together to ensure that your requests are routed through the HOPR net correctly. And we develop everything out in the open for transparency. That's why I'm showing a little bit of the GitHub repository right now. This is the public stuff. Everything is public here, right? And the main repository is RPCh, which holds all the logic that is needed to make it work. And then we also do have the infrastructure and the applications and applications platform repositories that might not be that interesting because those are mainly used to get the infrastructure working inside HOPR for continuous testing and for setting it up in multiple environments and so on. We also had a separate crypto library that we still have, and the crypto logic is still valid. That was written in Rust, but recently we opted to rewrite it in TypeScript so that it is easier to integrate into wallets, because then it's just a pure JavaScript library that we can basically add everywhere. The latency monitor, that is a tool that we use internally just to verify that the network is running smoothly at the moment. And show a little bit what we have planned in the future. This is the roadmap that also is public for everyone to see. So right now we are working on the one-hop rollout, which is a key feature of RPCh that makes it infinitely better than any other routing solution, because then we have at least one node in between requests from entry to exit node, which makes it basically use the features that the mixnet provides. Correct me if I'm wrong, Sebastian, but that's how I understood it.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. Yeah, so right now in the first version, we had something which is a direct connection. So you have still, by the way, something that is way better than a VPN, because you have an entry node and you have a separate exit node, which are separate. But the next step that we're going to introduce is to also have this intermediate node in between. So then between you and the RPC provider, there's 3 nodes. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, what the RPCh SDK does is it routes the request through the network, right? And with the one-hop rollout and the randomized request routes, it's virtually impossible to tell from where the request came. And that is coming soon. And after that, we are basically tackling our first wallet integration to see that we can get it integrated more smoothly and without the Docker stuff, obviously, then. And we're also doing load testing to see how much we can stress the network at the moment, to see where the limit is, where the breaking point is, how many users we can handle concurrently, and so on.
Cool. Thank you, Ronnie. Maybe everyone can hear me again.
Yes, even I can hear you now.
Oh, wow. Okay. So that was, I guess, the issue between using the same account on my Windows and Mac computer. But it should not impact the streaming. Cool. So thank you so much, Ronnie. During your speech, I pasted the details, what needs to be done to start your participation. So use any wallet which is able to use a custom RPC provider. The easiest one may be MetaMask or even Frame. Then for joining to RPCh website, use promo code which is RPCHX HOPR. And after you started, just use any preferred DEX exchange to swap some tokens. So at the moment, we will we will wait a little bit to see if everyone is able to start your start testing, to start VRPCh itself. And then afterwards, whenever everyone will be ready, we will be doing a load test. So it will be nice to see what will happen under the hood of RPCh.
And also, I would say we give it like 5 minutes now to get everyone up to speed. We have a little contest for the ones who are with us or who listen to this recording kind of soon. We have a little contest that we're running, and we can win some HOPR tokens for actually using RPCh. So you actually need to run RPCh. If you want to participate in that, I recommend that you install that and follow Andreas's nice instructions. So we would give it 5 minutes, and if there's any issues, feel free to request mic access or write in the chat. We're happy to support you with any issues that you might have. And again, just to mention that this is going to be a whole lot easier going forward. As Ronnie mentioned, we're working on these libraries that make it easier to integrate into crypto wallets. You know, no matter if you're using Ruby, Frame, MetaMask, Liquidity, whatever your favorite wallet is, we will work on them to support RPCh and bring privacy to you. So yeah, that's something that we're actively working on right now, and which we will also be working on, by the way, at DevConnect, a big conference that is happening in November. So Rick and myself, we will be in Istanbul at DevConnect and talk to whoever is interested in using RPCh. So I don't see that there's people reporting serious issues just yet. I would say let's give it 2 more minutes, and then I would invite everyone to go on an exchange. I will be using TelSwap from my end and do a swap from there, and we'll try to do that at the same time so that we have kind of some load on the system, and we'll see. Do we survive it? Well, I hope, right? Let's see if that works, or if we're too active to take down RPCh, actually.
Also, maybe don't forget just to update us how it's going. If you succeeded to start a Docker, and if you succeeded to start to register on RPCh website, any issue you will be having, let us know. We will quickly provide you a support, so we could everyone do a load test in several minutes.
All right, so I have my wallet open. I have my RPCh connected, and I will right now go to Andres. Do you want to share your screen and do a demo again?
Yeah.
CalSwap, and we basically do it at the same time as you do.
Okay, cool. We can do that. Let me share my screen. Can you see my screen?
I see something is coming up.
Okay, let's give some time for that.
We see some people say yes. Interestingly enough, for me, it is still loading, but I think other people see it. Go ahead, Andres.
Okay, cool. So as you can see, I selected 0.1 XDAI, and I would like to swap again to GNO token. So should I count?
Sure. So we will do a swap and we'll do the same thing as Andres. You'll give us a countdown. I will do a swap along with you.
Cool. So yeah, who is ready? We can do right now. 3, 2, 1, and let's do the swap action. My MetaMask just popped up. I'm confirming the transaction. And it was a success. Now
We
it's
heard the
indexing.
nice cow sound.
Yeah, now it's indexing, and as you can see, the first block confirmation already.
Cool. So it seems that we survived and we did not jointly take down RPCh, which is great news. And yeah, so I see that I've been disconnected, but I hope you guys can still hear me. So with that, I would tell you a little bit about a little contest that we prepared. And basically, Andreas can paste a link to a feedback form that we provided. And what we want you to do is very simple. We want you to use RPCh. There is prices of total $2,000 worth of Hopper that are distributed to the tweets who have the most interesting use case of Hopper. So of RPCh. So what you can do is you can use RPCh whatever you want to do. You take a screenshot, you write in a tweet what you did, you follow the RPCh account on Twitter and you tag us in it, and that tweet link you submit in the CryptPad form, which is, by the way, a privacy respecting version of Google Forms. And yeah, don't forget to tag at RPCh on Twitter. It's an underscore that goes followed here by Discord. But yeah, so with that, we will choose a winner. Andres, when do we choose a winner? I assume beginning of next week.
Yeah, we can do beginning of next week. So that means that guys, you have some time to do some testings on RPCh itself. Be creative. Don't just write like RPCh is great. Just give your insights if you loved it. Why others should use that, and then the most how to say the most creative Twitter will get, of course, the first place, and the others also accordingly.
So we have a total of 10 prizes to win. So don't think that you shouldn't participate because you're not the most sophisticated and creative mind on the planet. It's not the most active times in the crypto world. So everyone who's here playing along with us, there's good chances that you win something from that. And as always, if there's issues now or later, we're always happy to support you on Telegram, on Discord here right now. And yeah, anytime. Andreas, anything, or Ronnie, anything that we forgot to talk about?
I guess not. We showed a cool demo that RPCh is working quite smoothly. We didn't crash it at all. I'm not sure if RPCh even noticed that load. So yeah, thank you so much, dear community who joined us. Of course, this is a bear market. We should not expect a bunch of people. You are a true supporters. Thank you so much for this. And yes, if you have any questions or issues, please DM me or Yuri on Telegram chat, or even here on Discord on RPCh or on HOPR Discord channels, and we will gladly help you out.
Thank you guys for being with us and supporting privacy. We're wishing you all the best and talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Talk to you soon, guys. Bye.